This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Whew. Well, Kanye went to TMZ yesterday and had some things to say. He was on TMZ Live, and he, amongst many of the things that he said, this is the one thing that really went viral and struck a chord in a lot of people and had a lot of us upset. And here's what Kanye said about slavery in his own words.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. It's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So Jesus prison Christ. Is something that unites us as one race.
Kanye has a terrible, he don't know how to communicate with people.
Well, Van Lathan, who is in the TMZ newsroom, responded, and here is what he had to say about this free thinking.
You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Frankly, I'm disappointed, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
Wow. Dropping a clue bomb for my guy, Van Lathan.
So well said.
I love that.
I understand what Kanye was trying to say.
Now, Kanye went on Twitter and said, to make myself clear, of course, I know that slaves did not get shackled and put on a boat by free will. My point is for us to have stayed in that position, even though the numbers were on our side, means that we were mentally enslaved. They cut out our tongue so we couldn't communicate to each other. I will not allow my tongue to be cut. So I guess that was a choice. Kanye versus the media is the modern day Willie Lynch theory. They hung the most powerful in order to force fear into the others. They can no longer stop our voice. The Nat Turner movie never made it anywhere because it showed slaves revolting. I understand why my god brother Puff calls his network Revolt. If this was 148 years ago, I would have been more like Harriet or Nat. A lot of people say what they would have did in that situation, by the way.
Well, and,
the universe has a plan. I knew that TMZ would be awesome. We are programmed to always talk and fight race issues. We need to update our conversation. The reason why I brought up the 400 years point is because we can't be mentally imprisoned for another 400 years. We need free thought now. And then he says he's being attacked for presenting new ideas. And then he also says, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. Harriet Tubman.
That's a Harriet Tubman quote. But I mean, he's acting like slaves didn't rebel. Slaves did rebel.
Absolutely
slaves did revolt. Some slaves jumped off the ship because, as Killmonger said, they knew that death was better than bondage. So, I mean, it's not like slaves just sat around and were slaves. I mean, yes, some of them were psychologically in bondage. And, you know, you had those house Negroes who was just like, yo, I'm happy here. Don't rattle things up on the plantation. But plenty of slaves rebelled.
Now, Mark Lamont Hill tweeted out, there has never been a moment in history when black people didn't resist slavery. Some did it by jumping off ships. Some killed masters. Some ran away. Some did it through everyday forms of resistance. Slave masters didn't retire. Our resistance led to our freedom. And then,
I mean, I just kind of said that, but yeah.
Well, I'm reading other things that people said. And then another person, and John Legend's been retweeting a lot of what people have been saying. Harriet Tubman never said that I freed 1,000 slaves. This fake quote is actually pro-slavery, since it implies that slaves deserve their condition because of ignorance or inherent servility.
Now, hold on. That's the first time I saw that yesterday, that Harriet Tubman never said that. I've been hearing
that quote. A bunch of people have been saying that yesterday.
I've been hearing that quote my whole life from
I actually looked it up, too, and it does say
scholars.
That's never been actually confirmed as a quote from her.
I don't believe that.
I've been saying that all day yesterday.
I saw that for the first time yesterday. I don't know if that's just some social media BS. I've never, ever heard somebody say that's not a Harriet Tubman quote.
But if you Google it, you'll see that from years ago that people have said that quote is not a real quote.
I literally hear people say that quote for years.
All right, now Kanye West also had this to say about liposuction while he was at TMZ.
I was drugged the out, bro. And I was addicted to opioids. 2 days I got off of opioids. I'm in the hospital. I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all. I got liposuction because I didn't want y'all to call me fat like y'all called Rob at the wedding and made him fly home before me and Kim got married.
Hey, that's not funny. He's serious with it.
That's hilarious.
That's not funny. That man has problems, man. He has, he's blaming on y'all because I ain't want y'all. No, man, you got to work on your security issues, man. He has a lot of problems, man.
The man is being honest. Okay, I've never heard a man admit to having any type of liposuction. Apparently, that's a thing. I didn't know
not a thing.
These dudes out here getting their abs sculpted. They getting their little titty meat sucked out. I had no idea.
No.
All right. Well,
and the crazy thing is, Ye was chubby earlier this year. When I saw him in March, he had lost weight. I just thought he was running or something. And then,
he gained weight back fast.
Like he told me it was the meds that made him chubby.
Bigger.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
He's big now.
We got to keep it moving. I'm Angela Yee, and that's your Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in.